Hey you guys, it's Jet888 here. It is Saturday, February 4th. This is gonna hopefully just be a short video. I want to share some things with you. I thought that I'd bring some kind of solutions to some of the situations we are dealing with. You see that spraying right there? I thought they had stopped for a little while. It was really nice all week. The sky was really blue. It's still actually blue, but they're trying to spray. But I thought I would just give a couple situations that things that I consider when I'm wanting to help my body just sort of detox and stay on top of stuff and try to be as healthy as I can. I try to grow as many vegetables as I can. This is what you call a 1,000-leaf kale. This is just some greens, lettuces. This is the Okinawa and longevity spinach that I've mentioned a couple times. Here's a little baby banana that's gotten in here. This is a Tulsi tea. It's really good for stress. There's one of the bees that got out. Just kidding. The bees are kind of having a hard time. This is an older bee. You can tell by how much hair she kind of, or fur, whatever it is, the hair on her thorax there, it's not really fuzzy. So she's an older bee. And our pollinators are really being affected greatly by what's going on. So my presentation here is going to be really rustic because I'm just trying to throw this together to get some information out and just share some of the things I do. And I'm not an advocate, like I'm not advocating for this company or anything, but it just happens to be the one that I found through my research, and I went ahead and bought quite a bit from them in bulk just because I can apply it to the ground and to the horse's area to keep ammonia at bay. But zeolite's a really nice chelator. It can grab a hold of some of the toxic metals that we are getting in our environment lately. Anyone who's been needle crafted probably wants to use some of this. This is just through my own research, what I have found. A lot of information I also got from Dr. Robert Young. So always do your own research. Anyhow, this is the zeolite, and it looks like this in the bag, but what I did is I just ground it up into a fine powder like this. It's really fine. I can put this in my water, or I'll put the bigger granules just in the chicken water and the horse's trough water just to clean it up a little bit. It also has an alkalizing effect, which is really important to bring up our pH so we're not acidic. We need to be alkaline. That's how your body stays in homeostasis, and how our, if I can say it right, the interstitial fluids are alkalinized and healthy for us, so disease doesn't take place. Here's some cell salts. They're Highlands cell salts. They're really good to help give you the minerals that we need and to just keep alkalized. That's interesting. If you can do some research on that, they're called cell salts. Now, using things like blue-green algae and things like this, the chlorella, because it's just got so many. This is also metal chelating. It can help get some of the heavy metals out of our system. That's, like, for me right now, that would be our key goal, especially if you've been needle crafted. You can look into some things like, this is baking soda, it's sodium bicarbonate. I use about a 1/4 teaspoon. I don't do this very often, but if I feel like I'm really acidic, I'll use this in water. That's a good one for me. And then also potassium bicarbonate is another way to get alkalinized. But to me, one of the most important things is just eating the chlorophyll, the green chlorophyll. And here's some, well, regarding the metals here, this is a little loquat leaf. That's the top side and underside to a loquat leaf, and this gets rid of heavy metals. Now here's milk thistle. This is, I just use this as a tea, but if you wait and use the seeds, that's also really good for the liver. It helps rebuild the liver. And here This is stinging nettle. Let me show you one that hasn't been cut and got overheated. Here's a stinging nettle. See those little seeds in there? But I just pick the heads of this and make a tea, and this is really good for cleaning the blood, alkalizing, and it's got a lot of chlorophyll. So just seeing how green it is, and the longer it sits in the water, the more blue-green your water gets. And you know what I find really interesting? This is just my theory. These plants, the ones that seem to have a way to protect themselves, like they've got the little nettles on them. Well, the antidote to that, if you do pick them and you find that you're getting kind of itchy, you can just break open the stem and rub it on the area that itches, and that will instantly go away. So it actually has its own antidote in it. But the stinging nettle and this milk thistle, this stuff is real. If you get hit with this, if you're picking it and you get stuck, these are really sharp. But it's weird because it seems like the things that protect themselves the most also are very protective of us, if you make a tea out of them. This stinging nettle also, you can steam it, and it's like spinach, and it actually makes a really great meal. You can mix it with eggs or whatever if maybe you don't want to eat eggs. But that's very alkalizing. And I'm just showing you guys some of these just to give you an idea of how simple this is. And instead of buying some expensive supplements, such as the chlorella or the blue-green algae, you can actually just cut grass. This is a grass that I grew. I bought seeds and grew it, and it actually has a nice sweet taste. It's not wheatgrass, but it's a mixture of grass for livestock. But I grew it for my horses, and I cut it and grow it for my chickens. And what I do is I have taken it and put it in a blender, just like this. The blender is now dirty because I was blending up the grass. But then I'll pour it in this with a strainer and let that strain through, and then you have this chlorophyll drink. And what I have found, if you really aren't used to drinking the straight chlorophyll, which I think it tastes good, but it might be too strong for some people, you put a banana in it, and it's an incredible drink. It's so good. My little granddaughter even drinks it. Here's just one more thing that I'm considering, and I can do it because I have guava trees. But this guava leaf, if you either, I don't know, crush up the leaf itself or dry it or just make a tea out of it, you just pour boiling hot water over guava leaf. It helps with, it's called, let me see if I can get the name right. It's thrombocytopenia, and it helps increase a low blood platelet count, which is something they've found a lot recently with people who've been needle crafted. So that might be a nice little solution, help bring up your blood platelet counts, because that's what carries your oxygen, the iron. And the reason why these are great is because they have a high quercetin level. So anything probably that has quercetin in it would probably be really helpful with that. So the studies I read, let's see, the quercetin in the guava leaves stimulated the thrombocytopenia hormone. I think it's called not TH, it's T something else. I don't know if it's TBH or what, I can't remember. Now here is these are little peppers. They're probably, well, I was told, or I read when I purchased these seeds to grow this plant, that this is one of the little hottest peppers in the world, and you only need one teeny one. They're very small, but they have a really strong kick. But that's good for purifying the blood, and it's good for the gut. And if you are having a heart attack, I don't know if you'd want to eat that, but I know the cayenne pepper is really good for helping with heart attacks. Here's the little plant that I get it from. Really low maintenance. It grows in the shade. It doesn't need a lot of water. And this has been really productive. And of course the broadleaf plantain is super good for blood purification. This is probably a must-have. This loves the water. This is really easy to grow. You just put it in the blender or make tea out of it. And it's called broadleaf plantain, and even the little, sorry, I keep flipping my camera, even the little seeds are high in protein. I'd like to show you cilantro, but it's not growing right now, so it'll probably come back in the spring. Now here's a good plant for increasing your nutrition. It's called moringa. I have 2 trees out front, so this package isn't from my home, but this is a really good, they grow it in Africa to help with the nutritional content in food. Anyhow, get your greens any way you can, because we need some detoxing. We need to kind of start pulling some metals out of our system, I think, from all the needlecraft. And of course, I love the grapefruit just to keep toxins away. That really helps detox your system. If you have been taking a lot of pharmaceutical drugs, and you probably not try to reconsider that, but grapefruit helps detoxify those as well. So anyhow, I'm going to let you all go. I've got another video I want to share with you, but I wanted to get this out really quickly. We just have to think of what, just know we're being pretty poisoned, and we need to actually help ourselves combat what's being thrown our way. Okay guys, I'm going to go drink that green stuff right there. Okay, be good. I'll talk to you later.